let's start the show already. Most of you know we always show memorabilia when we start this show. Hey, there is everybody. Wow. We tried this last time. It didn't work. Why does this work sometimes? Sometimes it doesn't. Facebook, get together with it, man. All right. Listen, before we start the show, we always start with memorabilia. Here's some. This is this card from 1976, 50 years ago, during the bicentennial. Remember, this is the 250th year, right? Okay, so let's check this out. Billy Buckner. We're going to tell you about something he did 50 years ago this week. In fact, 50 years ago tomorrow on the 4th of July. Today's the 3rd. Let's start the show with a neat little 10-count spacey kind of countdown. Hit it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
0.
Wow. Great show. They're playing today.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy. You know who you are. Come on in. Live. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This is the best, first, and only video podcast by fans, for fans of your LA Dodgers. We're here on the 3rd of July. We should have been here yesterday. Why? Well, as some of you know, I like to do these shows between series. Couldn't do it this week, but this is a 4-game wraparound series, so it's like we're starting another series, 3 more games with the Padres, and we'll talk about all the games we didn't talk about yet, so that's cool. So like I always say, come on in, pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. Today's the 3rd day of July. The last show we did was the 29th of June. You can now find all of our videos at youtube.com/@Let'sTalkDodgers. That's youtube.com/@ Let's Talk Dodgers. In the news, we got a lot of news to talk about. We got to talk about 4 games instead of 3 because missed yesterday. So let's do that right now. Dodgers took 2 of 3 from the A's in Sacramento, but please don't call them the Sacramento A's because you're not allowed to. Even their website only says Athletics on it. It does not say Sacramento, and on their sleeve it says Las Vegas. So anyway, the Dodgers were there in Sacramento for the only time they'll ever be there to play the A's, unless their stadium takes Vegas more than 3 years to build. I'm hearing there's problems, but we'll see. In Game 1 of that series, Ohtani, Muncy, and Pages all homered to support Eric Lauer in his return to the starting rotation as the Dodgers beat the A's 9-4 on Monday. Can I get an amen for that one? That was a pretty wild game. In Game 2, Tommy Tanks did the damage, hitting his first home run of the season. Dave Roberts became the fastest manager in history to reach 1,000 career wins. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. After the Dodgers beat up the A's again, 9-3. Wow. That's pretty wild. And in that game, Robo went 7, gave up 3 runs, 7 hits, 0 walks, while getting 11 strikeouts and 110 pitches. That was a great outing for Robo. Yeah, I think so too. Game 3, Shea Langoliers hit his 20th home run as the A's beat the Dodgers 7-1. Yada, yada. Next. Next. All right. In Game 1 last night, the Padres series, back at the Ravine, trailing by 6 runs to our division rivals before even recording 6 defensive outs. That's usually a signal to call it a night. But instead, the Dodgers put together a steady rally, turning in an early blowout into a 12-7 win over the Padres on Thursday night at Dodger Stadium, and that was something to cheer for. Something to stay there. And listen, kiddies, this is why, for those of you younger people out there watching, this is why you stay late and watch the end of the game. Don't ever leave just because it seems like a blowout. Anything can happen, particularly in Sacramento or Colorado or any of those kind of places. All right. Anyway, they were down 6-0 in the second inning, and the Blues started back on track for their largest come-from-behind win of the season, and it all started pretty much with this guy. Check out what Dalton Rushing did in the second inning.
Gone. Here's Rushing, who took Vasquez deep last week.
And he did it again.
Launches this ball right center field.
Oh, right
That's
center.
headed for the wall. Headed for the seats. Second time in as many games against Vasquez. Rushing goes deep, and the Dodgers are on the board.
Yeah, way to go, Dalton Rushing. Hey, is it me or is this guy really doing a pretty good job with Will Smith on the shelf? We're going to talk about Will in a few minutes. Anyway, that was pretty good. In this game, Dalton Rushing went 4 for 4. Kyle Tucker continued his hot streak with the 9th time in a row reaching base in 9 at-bats. I get a cheer for that one, too. That's wild. It was also Tuck's first 4-hit game as a Dodger. More on this game later on in this show. Dodgers are now, in case you're keeping score at home, and I know you are, they're 57-31, best record in baseball. Yeah. All right. And also good for first place in the NL West by 13 games over the Madres and D-backs, who both have identical 43 and 43 records. They're both at 500. 20 games over the Giants. You love that. 22 games ahead of the Rock Show. Nobody cares. They're not going anywhere. Anyway, that's pretty good. We're still, but you know what? This division, somebody said it the other day, this division is kind of crazy because, I mean, the Dodgers, there's no way they can't win this division. Let's put it into perspective. The other day I heard a stat that said they had their run differential a couple of days. It was like plus 157. All right. All the other teams in our division have a minus. They're not even in the positive end of things as far as run differential. So there's no way we can lose this division. All right. Let's do an injury report for you. The latest updates as of a day or two ago. 3 guys' status updated in the past few days that you may not know about. Let's talk about Blake Trinan and his right elbow inflammation. He's expected to return in July. Right now, his status is he's resumed playing catch. That's a good thing. He's not expected to see any action or return until after the All-Star break. So that was updated yesterday. So Blake trying to get it together, man. I want to see him throw those Frisbees again. They can never hit those Frisbees when he throws those at the other team. And Will Smith with his neck inflammation problem. We got Dalton Rushing, so that's pretty. And Chucky, don't forget Chucky Robinson. Well, Will Smith's expected to be coming back sometime in July. His latest status, he's not really doing any baseball activities and is not expected to return until after the All-Star break. So probably later in July instead of earlier. It's okay. We're doing all right with Dalton Rushing, aren't we? Not bad. Also, Kike Hernandez, remember that guy? Whatever happened to him? His left oblique strain has been bugging him, and he's expected to return in late July or early August. And his latest status is he's making good progress as he ramps up his baseball activities. Hasn't started swinging yet, but leave him alone. We don't want him till like August or September anyway, right? Right? Because we want to see the guy in the playoffs. He's an October guy, man. Just sign him up for August through October. That's all you need. All right. Whenever I do this, means fun stuff. The whole thing's fun because it's a podcast. We got shout outs first up. We got a lot of shout outs. And some of these are newbies. Some of these people I never heard of before. I was checking the log books today and the Facebook page. There's a lot of people I've never acknowledged. So let's see if we can get on some of these guys. First of all, there's some usual people. Usual suspects are in here. Kim N. Bradley A. Yeah. Okay. We have Don H., Scott K., Josh O., Mandy M., Bertha M., Pablo V., Leo P., Cecilia G., Bob P., Russ B., Allison P., Yvonne or Ivan G., Annie C., Mike T., Roger E., and you and me and Fox Jabri, who's Fox Kelly because he is El Zorro. Thank you, everybody, for watching Let's Talk Dodgers. Thanks also for subscribing on YouTube and also following us here on Facebook. Tell all your Dodger-loving friends we're right here doing Let's Talk Dodgers all the time, at least twice a week. Tell them to like us on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're always talking Dodgers in here. We're always showing neat memorabilia. So go blue. Welcome to all the newbies. Glad to have you in here with us. Can I hear it one time for all the newbies? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have fan mail, you can toss it in the Facebook page here, or you can write to us at letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. The pause that refreshes water. And for the first time ever, I've mentioned this on every show so far this year. If you have comments, you're now able to, and you're allowed to make them in the YouTube videos. We didn't have that luxury in the last couple of years. In fact, the last 20 years. We've been doing this show for 20 years. Well, I say we, my brother and I. We got to do a split screen with that guy sometime. Len, you got to get in here, man. We got to have some fun. All right, this date in Dodger history, got 2 of them for you. One of them's for today. The third one's for tomorrow, which is July 4th, Independence Day. I have to get some. Did I get some fireworks in here for everybody? I think we're going to do fireworks at the end. How many people want to hear fireworks at the end of the show? All right, we'll do them. Okay, you got it. We're doing them. All right, this date in Dodger history, July 3rd, going way back to 1958. I was around, but I didn't go to games. I didn't start till 59 going to games at the Coliseum. But in 1958, on this date in the Coliseum, in their 35th home game of that year in Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, the transplanted Brooklyn Dodgers in Los Angeles reached the 1 million mark in attendance. And during the previous season in 1957, get this for comparison, The team drew only 1,028,000 plus fans at both Roosevelt Stadium in New Jersey and Jersey City, because they played some of their games there, and in Brooklyn's Ebbets Field. Combined, only a tad over 1 million. But on this date in 58, in their 35th home date in LA, they reached 1 million. How about that? That's amazing. All right. On this date in 1976, the bicentennial day, the exact day, July 4th, 76. How many were there? Yeah, you got to be over 50 to talk about that one, right? Yeah, okay, about 50. Anyway, on this date in 1976, on tomorrow's date, 1976, the bicentennial date, and the only summer of the 70s where I did nothing really but stay home. But on our nation's 200th birthday, I attended a Dodgers-Padres game. Playing the Padres right now, but this isn't a good idea here. And they were at Dodger Stadium. All the hoopla and hype didn't help us feel better as the Blue lost that day to the Padres 5-2. In that game, Tommy John went 4.1 innings, gave up 8 hits, ouch, 2 walks and 4 runs, and the Dodgers lost on July 4th, 50 years ago tomorrow. And oh, by the way, this guy, Billy Bucks, drove in one of the Dodgers' 2 runs with a double in that game. And in 1976, Buckner hit 301 for the Blue, which isn't bad, but only 7 home runs and 60 RBIs. And of course, he never hit more than 18 home runs in a year. And that was the year that he did it for the Boston Red Sox in 1986 when he went to the World Series, and you know the rest of the story. But it was on this date in 76, the Dodgers lost the Padres on the bicentennial date. And I'll never forget it, because you don't forget a big date like that and where you were. And I was at the Dodger Stadium. Where else do you want to be on Independence Day? You want to be with the Dodgers? I won't get that privilege this year, but some of you will. So have a good time and bring home a winner. Well, you got to beat those Madres. Dave Roberts, what do you want to do those Padres?
I want to beat the crap.
That's right. All right. Stats of the day. We got a boatload of them. We just talked about Dave Roberts. You probably heard a lot of this, but not all. As we go a little deeper here, we do a little deeper dive, as the kids say, when we do some stats. Dave Roberts is now the 69th manager in MLB history. Only 69 of them, less than 100 guys, have hit 1,000 games. And he's the 3rd active manager, joining the Reds' Terry Francona, who's at over 2,000. And the Tigers' A.J. Hinch, he's got 1,001. He was fresh off reaching the milestone on Monday. So there's only 69 guys ever made it to 1,000 wins. That's pretty good. And if you want to narrow it down and cut it up further, because we always like to do that, only 3 Dodger skippers have ever won more regular season games than Roberts. Walter Alston in the Hall of Fame with 2040. Tommy Lasorda with 1,599. He should have waited around to do another game. Good 1,600. And Wilbur Robertson, who's named the team after him, the Robins. That's who the guy was that named the team after the Robins in those years. Wilbur Robinson, 1,375 wins, and Dave Roberts has more postseason wins than any of them. Of course, in the modern era now, after 1969, with divisional play and stuff, there's a lot more playoff games, not just a World Series. But Roberts has more postseason wins than any of those guys. 69, the 3rd most in MLB history, behind Joe Torre and Tony La Russa. That's pretty impressive too. But hey, let's talk about those other 3 managers of the Dodgers. Walter Alston, Hall of Fame? Yep. Tommy Lasorda, Hall of Fame? Yep. Uncle Robbie, Wilbur Robertson? I think he is too. Where do you think Roberts is going? Is he going to make the Hall of Fame? Yeah, come on, why not? Hey, if we go back to back to back, you bet your boots he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. You bet your bats he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. All right, yesterday's comeback win over the Padres marked the Dodgers' 2nd largest margin of victory in a game. They trailed by 6 or more runs since 1900, trailing only a 12-6 win over the Braves on May 13th, 1951. You didn't know that. It was also the first comeback win of at least 6 runs since July 13th, 2022 in St. Louis. In yesterday's game, here's a final ad on that, because nobody's really talking about this except Sportsnet LA, of course. In yesterday's game with the Padres, both Kyle Tucker and Dalton Rushing combined went 8 for 8 with 3 extra base hits, 5 RBIs, and 6 runs. I mean, come on. Give it up for Tucker and Rushing. These guys are the new powerhouse, aren't they? All right, let's look at our Jack in the Box Jumbo Jack watch and the rest of our stats here. 7 Ks by our pitching staff gets you a free Jumbo Jacks the next day at Jack in the Box. Right now, the team has done it 69 times out of the 88 games they played. That's a 78% clip, close to 80%. That means that 78% of the games they've played this year, on the very next day, you could walk into your nearby Jack in the Box and say, give me the Dodger deal, please. and buy a large drink and get a free Jumbo Jack fixed any way you like it. And that's in LA and Ventura counties. They don't tell you that in those commercials. We do it here for you on Rock and Radio. On Let's Talk Dodgers. We're going to talk about Rock and Radio in a minute. I'm doing a little cross promotion with those guys. All right. And by the way, since they got it, what was it, 9 yesterday? You get free Jumbo Jacks today. So go get them right now. All right. Quick hit trivia. Oh, I got a neat one. This is pretty easy. Everybody says, well, you're always catering to the older guys like you. Okay, here's one for all the young guys. Anybody that's been watching games in the last few years, got to know the answer to this. If you don't, well, go study online what the Dodger history is here. All right, this is a really neat question. Now this is easy. This is so easy. A 12-year-old can do this. So if you're not 12, all right. Which pitcher on the Dodgers? Which pitcher has the most saves while with the Los Angeles Dodgers? Which Los Angeles Dodgers, and by the way, it's the franchise record. So which Dodger pitcher has the franchise record for most saves by a reliever? Was it, I'll even give you a multiple guess, multiple choice. Was it A, Jeff Shaw? Was it B, Todd Worrell? Was it C, Kenley Jansen? Or was it D, Eric Gagne? There's some pretty good pitchers in there. They're all on the top list, but we're going to rank them for you afterwards. We'll see who's number one. I'm sure you know it already. I know Cheryl knows this one. All right, let's get you out of the ballpark. Friday, the 3rd of July. It's Shohei night. Yep. Shohei's 8-2 with a 1.58 ERA, minuscule. He's going up against Michael King again, like he did last week. Well, he didn't, but Michael King was there last week. 5-7 with a 3.55 ERA is Michael King. That's a 7-10er on Sportsnet LA and ESPN Unlimited. If you have that out of market, I think ESPN Unlimited is carrying the game tonight. Okay. Tomorrow, July 4th. How many are going to be watching? Yeah, I'm going to be watching. Come on. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm going to be watching the fireworks at Disneyland on YouTube tomorrow night, but I'm not going. But anyway, July 4th is going to be Yoshi Yamamoto, 8-5 with a 2.67 ERA. That's a pretty good ERA. He's going up against Griffin Canning. He's 1-5 with a 7.09 ERA for the Madres. That's a 7-10 game also, and it's also on Sportsnet LA, the company favorite, because that's where it is tomorrow. Sunday. Big time. Cheryl alert to everybody. Sunday on the 5th of July. Emmett Sheehan. He's 4-5 right now. We got to give him another win. 5.08 ERA. Got to get that down. He's going against J.P. Sears. 1-1 with a 6.97 ERA for the Padres. And that's a 4:20 game on NBC only. Have you got that? Lock it in. NBC on Sunday. Does everybody remember at the beginning of the season I mentioned that NBC is going to be doing a lot of games again? Games of the week and stuff like that. Well, Sunday they're doing it's the Dodgers' turn. I think they get one more time of doing that near the end. But the Dodgers are going to be on NBC on Sunday. That's pretty cool. All right. So you got that? 7-10, 7-10, and 4:20 for the 3 remaining games of the Padres at the stadium this weekend. Good. If you go to the game, write to me. Tell me how you like it, what you're doing. Big Jack, you going to the game? Yeah, maybe he is. Cool. All right. Let's answer the quick hit trivia question. We said just a few moments ago, we asked you, which pitcher has the most saves while with the Los Angeles Dodgers? Was it A, Jeff Shaw, B, Todd Worrell, C, Kenley Jansen, or D, Eric Gagne? Well, let's rank them in order, shall we? And we'll give you the buzzers here, too. All right. The number 4 guy on that list is Todd Worrell with 127. So that's the wrong answer if you got that one. Number 3 position was A, Jeff Shaw. Did anybody answer that way? No, that's not right. Also, the number 2 guy on that list is Eric Gagne with 161. That's also wrong. Who's the guy? C. Come on. Kenley Jansen, right? Come on. That's it.
That's right.
You got it. All right. Way to go. Anybody get it? Everybody got it. Come on. Kenley, number 1, 350 saves is the Dodgers record. Nobody in an LA uniform or a Brooklyn uniform, for that matter, has ever done more than that. Kenley Jansen is your franchise leader and winner so far in saves. He's got 350 of them by far. I mean, the number 2 guy, Gagne, is 161. So come on. Kenley Jansen's the man. All right. Other cool stuff. Don't forget, I tend to leave some pretty cool stuff, some Dodger content, mostly in days off. How'd you guys like that 59 episode of Home Run Derby? Did we talk about that? When Gil Hodges went up against Willie Mays, that was pretty cool. I want to do something like that too. We don't have a day off for a little while, but when we get one, we're going to throw in more stuff into our Facebook page. That's going to do it for this edition of Let's Talk Dodgers. This time, second time ever in like 20 years we're doing it live, which is cool. Let me know how you like it. Were there any comments that I needed to see here? I didn't really see any. I hope it recorded this. Can't really tell. This thing doesn't tell you a whole lot. No, a whole lot of whole things going on here. Is it going? I can't see it. Hello? I guess it is. Hey, you can share the screen too. I'll have to do that sometime. Yeah, we'll have to do that with Lynn. We'll do a show that time. All right, that's going to do it. I'm Randy. You know who you are. Come on in next time. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk, you know who, Dodgers, because this is the greatest team in baseball, and they're the best team right now. So go Blue, beat the Padres, and thanks for watching. Let's talk Dodgers. See you next time, all right?
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
Go Blue.